Good morning. Although, would you believe I haven't been to bed yet? I mean, yes, I've been to bed. I haven't been to sleep yet. Yes, it's a very long day. It's still Monday for me, even though this is my Tuesday video. My mind just will not shut up. And so, the title for today is Gotta Serve Somebody. Yeah, that's the title of one of Robert Zimmerman's songs. Oh, he's better known as Bob Dylan. It was a song from his Born Again Christian era from his album Slow Train Coming, 1979. Hopefully, as the alignment occurs and brings on the shift of the ages, those in service to self will no longer find the ability to rip people off as they have been doing for a very long time. Laura Eisenhower, David Wilcock, and Mark the Arcturian talked about the shift in videos and an article I perused yesterday. They were uplifting for me, and I have provided the links in order yes. No, actually, they're not in the same order. But you'll tell. Divine Cosmos is David Wilcox's link. Of course, I could change them around and put them in the right order before I upload this, couldn't I? But anyway, I have 4 links up there. One for the video of Gotta Serve Somebody with Mr. Dylan, and the one with Laura Eisenhower that I listened to yesterday morning, actually, uh, while I was doing my calendar updates. And then in the early afternoon, I watched the one from Mark the Arcturian, and then later on in the evening, I read Divine Cosmos. I read David Wilcox's article on the financial tyranny and the upcoming mainstream telecast on Russian television. Anyway, the video of the slow train of the Gotta Serve Somebody for the title. I actually did that a few days ago, and it's been up on my computer. I've listened to it a couple of times. That was one of the albums, by the way, that I bought. Slow Train Coming, and then his album Saved or something, or Shot of Love. I think I had all 3 of his Christian albums that he came out with back in the late 70s, early 80s. Because I was a born again Christian at the time, and it was quite exciting to have Bob Dylan as a Christian. Anyway, be that as it may, Laura Eisenhower was uplifting to me. I really enjoyed the ex-president's daughter share a bit of her story, and it touched my heart when she said, for a time in her life, she stood alone. Nobody was with her. It was like her dark night of the soul. And boy, how I relate to wanting just somebody to stand with me and be on my side. But so oftentimes, not just once, not just one dark night of the soul, but throughout my life, I've had to stand pretty much alone. Even what I would have considered my best friends didn't understand where I was coming from, and that's really difficult. It's a challenge. Uh, it's amazing to me now that I get so much support from around the world, but I don't get it much in my own community, more than I used to, but still not what I'd like. But anyway, the thing that really impressed me the most was this Mark the Arcturian video that was recommended to me by a friend. All of these, except for Gotta Serve Somebody, came recommended to me. Although David Wilcock also, I tend to look at anything he writes because I have utilized him as a source for a long time. But anyway, back to this Mark the Arcturian. I'm reading from the opening of the video of the link that I posted. It's the title of it is actually 2012 A to Z, a galaxial event of Disney-esque proportion. But in the opening page, like the title page, it said the 2012 show both Discover and the History Channel wouldn't air. On November 18th, 2012, a professor in Boulder, Colorado, Mark the Arcturian, gave his first public presentation on the material you are about to see. Tick-Tock, Heliophysics 111, the Photon Belt and You. That was the title of his talk, I assume. This is the complete lecture given at the Boulder Public Library. 3 people attended. He then also realized that he was also about to give what would also be his last live presentation on the subject. No one has heard from him since. That's strange. It's almost enigmatic what it says there. But the video tied together astronomy and theology, like astrotheology, like Santos Bonacci, stuff that he would do. But it was a very well thought out and presented video, and very uplifting in regard to the changes. I mean, one of my concerns, as you've known if you've been listening lately, is that nothing will happen. And that's one of the things that is on my mind and preventing me from sleeping tonight, because it's so important to me and to literally millions and millions of people around the world that we get to the root of these people that are in service to self at the expense of everybody else. We all serve ourselves to a degree. Even when we're serving others, there's a benefit for ourself in that, because we feel good about serving others. We feel good about that. But there are people that have been running rampant. They're part of the awakening, I'm sure. They're my brothers and sisters, and part of me and part of you, and we're all connected in one way or another to each other. But there are people that have really abused their power and their influence, and they're supposed to be holding positions of public service and public trust, but they've betrayed that trust, and they do not serve others at all. They only serve their own self-interests, which really and truthfully doesn't really serve their self-interest at all. But they've done so much damage to the planet, so much damage in people's lives, so much damage in the society itself. I mean, these are the people that have created the financial system, and they're the pedophiles. The most evil things that happen on earth can be traced, I'm certain, to this group of people that we know as the Illuminati, or the Cabal, or the Black Ops people, the shadow governments of our world. These are the people that David Wilcock exposes in Divine Cosmos in his latest article. And many others are blowing the whistle. Folks, with all of my heart, I'm hoping for the first time, even for the 3 days of darkness, I mean, whatever that is. And as Mark the Arcturian says, the Earth starts rotating in the opposite direction. It stops. It comes to a complete 0 point and stops, and starts rotating in the opposite direction when it resumes again, so that the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Completely different than what we're used to. Boy, would that ever mark a change in in everything that we've known as reality on this planet. Is that what it's going to look like? I don't know the answer. I've been asking God for a long time, including when I was laying in bed trying to sleep within the past couple of hours, pleading, God, let something big happen. Now, there are some people that say, we've got to learn it, and it's got to be a slow process. No, if it's a slow process, it'll never happen. I mean, I'm absolutely, in my heart, convinced it's never going to happen at all if it has to happen as a slow, drawn-out, dragged-out process. It just won't do it. There has to be something that triggers a mass awakening that's unavoidable. Whatever that is, if it's a cosmic event, that's what 2012, or the winter solstice 2012, the alignment's all about. It's a cosmic event where the central sun and Sirius and our sun and all of these things line up for 7, 8, 10 minutes on Friday, on the 21st. Boy, do I want that to be real. Do I want that to be real? Yes, I do. I really want to see whatever it's going to take, whatever it takes to stop the service to self and at least bring it into harmony with service to others, so that service to self is not isolated from service to others. I do these videos and I'm serving me because I like doing them. I like the feedback. It makes me feel connected. It helps me feel connected, I should say, to people all over. And that feels really good. I wouldn't keep doing them if it didn't feel good. It feels good for me to be in service to others. It feels like I'm fulfilling a mission, like this is my destiny to do this. And yes, it feels good. So it's service to me. It is service to self. But I'm doing it for others. There are days, truthfully, that I don't feel like making a video. It does happen. It does happen. I almost would have just liked to have gone to sleep. I mean, when it got to be 2 o'clock, I realized, hey, wait a minute. There's no point in trying to get to sleep at this now. I may as well get up and meditate more and think about what I'm going to be talking about, put together something. I may as well do that, because otherwise I might not get my video done at the normal time by 4:44, which is pretty much the latest I think I've done a video all year. I know I did some later than that last year in the early times. I did some at 5:55, and different times. They weren't all triple numbers back when I started. They usually added up to 9. But anyway, yeah. I'd like to see a world where we serve one another. You got to serve somebody, because we're made like that. We're made to serve. In fact, the greatest among you shall be your servant, Jesus taught. Love is about serving, but it's not about being a doormat. It's not about laying down. And I'm tired of seeing people have to lay down to these international bankers and to the people that have usurped our governments and usurped our companies and businesses and usurped our entire planet. It's time for that to come to an end. And I don't know what's going to bring it. I don't want to see revolution. I don't want to see bloodshed. I don't want to see martial law. I don't want to see violence. I'm tired of things like the Connecticut shooting that as I said yesterday, I'm certain that's a black op. It was planned. It wasn't what we are told it was. There's so many irregularities that I've looked at also today. It may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you got to serve somebody, Bob Dylan wrote and sang. May it stop being the devil. May it stop being evil. And may we get our act together as a human family. And if it takes 3 days of darkness and the earth coming to a complete stop and changing its rotational spin, I'm all in favor of it. Even if it means we might lose the internet and all sorts of electronics for a while. The earth, this planet, needs to be reset, and humanity needs to be reminded that we are all one, interconnected, that the only way home is to love one another and to serve each other from our hearts. I leave you with these thoughts this morning, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to sleep when I lay down. May you be blessed. Namaste.